Yeah, so here's the thing. I grew up road tripping. This is kind of a theme in my life. And there was always this one particular road trip that my family and I would do, which is out the Oregon coast. And at the Oregon coast, particularly Newport, Oregon, there's a sign that says Boston, Mass, 3,300 and some odd miles. And I always wondered what that meant. And as I got a little bit older, I discovered that there's a road, it's the longest road in North America, that takes you from Newport, Oregon, all the way out to Boston, Massachusetts. And I have always wanted to do that road trip. So this particular road trip felt a little bit different because I knew that I was going to be on the road for 30 days and I wasn't exactly sure what the weather was going to be like. I knew I had to make this trip from the Oregon coast essentially to southeastern Utah via Salt Lake City. So I knew that there was going to be some major climate changes for that. I knew that from there I was going to be traveling across the middle of the United States, which doesn't sound that exciting, but it's probably one of my favorite parts of every trip. There's just something about this wide open space that is so Americana that I absolutely love. And then getting out to Newport, Rhode Island, where I was going to be at this kind of what you would assume is this hoity-toity event around mansions and million-dollar cars, but it's really this down-to-earth thing. But at the same time, I was going to go from camping in some of the most beautiful places in the world to being in some of the most epic mansions in the United States. So you've got to kind of find a balance between what these two things are going to be and how you're going to pack and how you're going to fit it all into a 911. So for me, I always like to start my road trips at our cabin here in the high Cascades of Oregon. And it's, a coffee in the morning, it's that cold start, all those good sounds, that high mountain air. Those are the things that really excite me. And then I know that I'm going to be cutting through some just amazing old growth forests and mountains and seeing lakes and all of these kinds of things that just kind of make the beginning of a road trip really exciting. The not so exciting part is finding all of those secret places to put things in the car. I've been doing this for a long time.
28 days on the road. It's going to be an epic adventure.
One of the things I love about starting in Oregon is I get a little bit of everything. I get this beautiful Oregon coastline, which is these, rocky waves, these historic bridges, these just kind of old fishing towns, all the way through wine country and up into the mountains and then over through the high desert. There's just a little bit of everything that Oregon always seems to provide. And I would say that's a little bit of an intro to what the rest of the country can provide, which makes these trips very, very exciting. All right, so we're coming up on the last 100 miles of our first leg of this coast-to-coast trip. We're on our way to our first night in Boise, Idaho. Always a good place to stop when I'm driving towards the Salt Lake area. So far, pretty uneventful, which I'm not going to complain about. Had a great little stop at a tiny little diner in, I think it's Juneau, Oregon. Which is kind of always fun to see those little spots. Other than that, it's just been a lot of asphalt and brown and not too much drama. Call that a win. So this particular trip is super exciting because it's broke up into all these different parts, and all of these different parts have something special about them. And the thing that I'm probably most excited for, at least initially, is Safari Party. It's because it's where quite literally my tribe of people gather, and we do the things that I love to do the most. It's the community, it's the cars, it's the landscape, like all of these things that happen at Safari Party are the things that I love to do. It's everything all in one place.